Dave Walker has been he's been on the show before. He was former U.S. Comptroller General under at least two different presidents, but two different parties. He's been a pleasure to have on the show. He's always a knowledge base, and he's got some books coming out. We're going to talk about that later on here. We're going to talk about some of the constitutional amendments he'd like to, or conventions he'd like to go, like the Article 5 convention he wants to talk about, and just how the government is overspending money we don't have. Dave, welcome in.
Neither one of the major presidential candidates are talking seriously about what do we need to do to put our federal finances in order, what do we need to do to save Social Security, and those are two top priority issues for the American people. Let me give you a few numbers, okay? You know, people talk about the $35 trillion in debt. The real number is over $125 trillion. And GDP for the entire economy is only $27 trillion. We're mortgaging the future of our country, our kids, our grandkids, and future generations. That's irresponsible, it's inequitable, it's immoral, and it needs to stop. And the only thing that's guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution from the financial standpoint is U.S. government debt. So the $35 trillion is guaranteed. Well, we will honor that, but everything else is not guaranteed by the Constitution. It's going to take three things and us to be able to put our federal finances in order. Number one, we're going to have a president who makes it a priority. Secondly, it's going to take a statutory fiscal sustainability commission that engages the American people with the facts, the truth, the tough choices, solicits input, and makes a package of recommendations for an up or down vote in Congress. And the last thing it's going to take, which we can come back to, is it's going to take a constitutional amendment. The debt ceiling has been a dismal failure. It hasn't constrained spending. It hasn't constrained debt. The only thing that can constrain current and future Congresses is a constitutional amendment. And I think it's going to take a convention of states to propose one. And I'm happy to talk more about that because there's been some real significant developments on that front within the last few months.
Politicians' main job, no matter what they say, is to get reelected.
There's now a growing rebellion going on to move away from the dollar, to look to alternative currencies or baskets of currencies, if you will. And if I don't think we're ever going to lose our reserve currency status, but I do believe we're going to lose market share. That can be changed if we put our finances in order. We don't just need fiscal reforms, we need monetary reforms as well. We were told that inflation was transitory. What the administration doesn't seem to understand is that, yes, it went up extraordinarily high. Yes, it's coming down, but accumulation over time, average prices are up 20%. But prices for energy, prices for food, prices for insurance, cost of housing is up way more than 20%. Everybody feels that every day. They're trying not to raise prices too much, and so what they do is they reduce what you get. That's called shrinkflation.
America in 2040, folks. That's the Honorable Dave Walker, former U.S. Comptroller General.